Hello everyone. Today we are going to study the next asymmetric synthesis reaction. It is asymmetric hydroxylation reaction. So hydroxylation is the addition of the OH group to double bond to form the diol. So hydroxylation reaction can be carried out with the different reagents such as osmium tetroxide, KMnO4, etc. That gives the syn hydroxylation. But if we want to carry out the asymmetric reaction, or in order to synthesize single enantiomer of the diol, for that we have to use the chiral reagents. So chiral reagents can be synthesized by introducing the chiral ligands, or chiral complex can be formed with the metal and the chiral ligands. So number of the chiral ligands are available now, and these ligands will develop or introduce the chiral environment and act as the chiral reagent so as to give the single enantiomeric product. Now let us see this first reaction. This is olefinic compound in the presence of the oxidizing agent used in this reaction. It is the osmium tetroxide. We know that osmium tetroxide carried out the syn hydroxylation reaction. Now some compounds are also added or used in such type of reaction, which may be additives or the oxidant compound. So here osmium tetroxide compound, it is the oxidizing agent used. Second is the potassium ferricyanide compound or complex. So it is act as the oxidant. So this oxidant, it will reoxidize this osmium in order to recycle, in order to convert it into original oxidation state. So here oxidation state is 8 for osmium, and this potassium ferricyanide act as the oxidant so as to use further the osmium tetroxide. It can be easily recycled. Next is the potassium carbonate is used. It may act as the additive in this reaction. So additives are also used in this reaction, and most important is the chiral ligands or the complex that can be obtained from the chiral ligands. So chiral ligands are DHQD. These are the dihydroquinidine ligands. These type of the chiral ligands are used in order to carry out enantioselective reaction. So when we using this type of chiral ligands, these will get bind to, they will form the complex with the osmium, and this complex will carry out the asymmetric hydroxylation. So we are getting the syn diol here, and the diol form, it is the beta oriented OH groups are present here. We are not getting the alpha oriented OH group, only we are getting the beta oriented OH group, or syn diol is obtained. So this is the single enantiomer we are getting. So number of the chiral ligands can be used in this type of synthesis, but the specific example is given of DHQD. Now let us see the structure of the DHQ and DHQD. So this is structure of the DHQ compound. Now we can see here, this is dihydroquinone compound. So this is the quinine ring, and this quinine ring, it is attached to the carbon atom. Here is chiral center is present. This chiral center to which OR group is present here, OAR group. Here AR, it is not aromatic, it is hydrogen. When AR is hydrogen, then it is called as the dihydroquinone compound, and this compound having the R configuration at this chiral center, and further it is attached to the quinoline compound. This is quinoline, and at the beta position methoxy group is present. So this is the structure of the dihydroquinone. It is sterically hindered and very much complex molecule. So it will introduce the chirality in the substrate. Now second example, second is the DHQD. Here in the both examples, DHQ and DHQD. So it is dihydroquinidine molecule. This is dihydroquinidine and this is dihydroquinine molecule. So both these molecules having the similar structure, only difference is that they are having the opposite configuration at the chiral center. That means they are the enantiomers of each other. So this dihydroquinine and dihydroquinidine, this having Ar is equals to hydrogen. When Ar is the hydrogen, so it becomes OH group. So both are the enantiomers of each other, but the use of the either enantiomer will generate the particular enantiomer in the reaction. So when we are using the DHQD, dihydroquinidine ligands, we are getting the beta oriented OH groups are formed. Beta oriented diol is formed. If we use the dihydroquinine, if this molecule is used, we are getting the alpha oriented diol system in the product. So there is difference, that will this each enantiomer ligand, chiral ligand react differently with the substrate, so that we are getting the different enantiomer here. Now these two both ligands, they can be introduced in the complex and complex become chiral, and that can carry out the corresponding asymmetric hydroxylation reaction. Now another type of the chiral ligands are also used. It is called as the thalazine based ligands. You can see it here. The structure DHQD2 PHAL. This PHAL indicates the thalazine based ligands. This DHQD, we know that dihydroquinidine molecule. So we have seen the structure of dihydroquinidine. This is the nitrogen heterocycle compound, diazo, that is 2 nitrogen atoms are present, 5 membered, here 6 membered ring is fused with another 6 membered ring containing the conjugated double bond. This system, this is called as the PHAL, which is the thalazine or thalazine base ligands, they are called as. So here oxygen is attached on the both side, and to this oxygen again the another chiral ligands are attached, that are the dihydroquinidine molecules. So 2 dihydroquinidine molecules are present in this structure, so it is called as DHQD PHAL. Here same structure is given again, PHAL, thalazine based structure. OH groups, O oxygen, 2 oxygens are present, and it is attached to now dihydroquinine molecule. We have seen this structure, dihydroquinine molecules, 2 molecules, therefore DHQ2 are present. Now dihydroquinine having the R configuration, we know that, and dihydroquinidine molecule having the S configuration. So they are the enantiomers of each other. So again these becomes the another structure of example of the chiral ligands. Now we can see this reaction here. Double bonded olefinic compounds, it is Stilbene compound is given, and now it is reacted with the number of reagents here. Tertiary butanol is aqueous medium, act as the solvent here. This K2OSO2OH4, it act as the oxidizing agent. Instead of the osmium tetroxide, we have used this complex because osmium tetroxide, it is volatile and it is found to be a toxic. So we can replace osmium tetroxide by another molecule of the osmium, and it is used along with the oxidant potassium ferricyanide, additives like potassium carbonate and methane sulfonamide is also used as the additive. So number of the reagent according with the DHQ2 file. Now this is dihydroquinine, thalazines are used as the chiral ligand here. So we are getting the alpha oriented diol. We are not getting the beta, we are getting the alpha oriented, and high enantiomeric excess is obtained. So more than 99.5% of the enantiomeric excess is obtained. Now here we have used the dihydroquinone molecule, that is this compound B, this is compound A. We have used this B compound, that is DHQ2 PHAl. We are getting the alpha oriented hydroxylation or diol system. If we use the similar reagent here and DHQD, dihydroquinidine PHAl thalazenes rings, these molecules are used, then we are getting the beta oriented hydroxylation. So if we use the different enantiomer or different chiral ligand, accordingly we are getting the different enantiomer of the diol system. So accordingly we can synthesize the desired diol system. If we want to synthesize the beta oriented diol system, then we can use this DHQD2 dihydroquinidine and thalazine rings type of the ligand. So number of the chiral ligands can be used that will affords the chirality and that will give the single enantiomer of the diol. Now let us consider the next reaction for the oxidation. It is the Jacobson epoxidation. Now the second reaction in the asymmetric synthesis, it is Jacobson oxidation or epoxidation reaction. Now we can see in this reaction olefinic compounds are used to oxidize, we can convert them into epoxide by treating with aqueous sodium hypochlorite or bleaching agent. So bleaching agent is used in the aqueous medium along with the catalytic amount of the manganese silane catalyst is used. Manganese silane is the effective catalyst used in this oxidation reaction. The structure or the complex of the manganese, it is given here. This is the complex, manganese silane complex. This complex contains manganese here in the fifth oxidation state, and this complex in presence of the bleaching reagent, it will convert, oxidize, or oxygen can be delivered to the double bond on the above side. So we are getting the beta oriented epoxides are obtained. If we consider the general mechanism for this, so chlorine is act as the ligand here. So instead of the chlorine, nitrogen analogues can be, or N-oxide compound can be also used in order to coordinate this metal. So this is converted into corresponding oxide complex. So this is the manganese silane complex. This can be converted into corresponding oxide complex in the presence of bleaching reagent like NaOCl, sodium hypochlorite is used. So these manganese complex can easily carry out the oxidation reaction, and here it will get converted into corresponding oxide compound. So this is very easier method for the formation of the beta oriented epoxide. Selectively we are getting this type of epoxide, we are not getting the alpha oriented epoxide. Next reaction, it is the iodolactonization reaction. So this type of reactions are generally asked in the competitive exams like NET set examinations. This iodolactonization reaction involves the addition of the iodine and followed by intramolecular reaction of the carboxylate ion or carboxyl group in order to get the corresponding lactone compounds. So lactonization reaction can be avoided in this case. Now let us consider this type of double bonded compound that containing along with carboxylic group is present, that is reacted with iodine in presence of sodium bicarbonate. So in this case what happen, at first this iodine get reacted with the double bond so as to form the cyclic iodonium ion. This is cyclic iodonium ion is formed like bromination reaction, and we know that this is electrophilic in nature. So here the carboxylate group which is present in the same molecule, it having the lone pairs, and this lone pair can easily attack as it is intramolecular reaction, it is more faster. As this iodine ring or iodinium ion is present on the alpha side or on the bottom side, so carboxylate ion can attack from the beta side or above side in order to open this ring. So we are getting the beta oriented lactone, this lactone is obtained, and here iodine is now alpha oriented. So this type of the cyclization or lactone compounds can be easily synthesized. Let us see some examples. Now in this next reaction, we can see here this carboxylic acid group is present in the cyclic system. Now it is different substrate used here. So previous substrate, it is the acyclic molecule, this is cyclic molecule, and here in this case we are getting the corresponding lactone molecule. It is 5-membered ring lactone is obtained by the cyclization, but stereochemistry is found to be reversed here because this first iodine, it will form the iodinium ion now, which is beta oriented. So first it will react with the iodine and we are getting the beta oriented iodonium ion is formed. Now as this is the ring system, this is ring system because iodine will approach us from the above side, because due to this presence of the carboxylic acid group, it is oriented downwards. So we are getting the beta oriented iodonium ion, and now this carboxylic acid group attacks from the back side in order to open this ring. So we can show here. Now this carboxylate group can attack this iodonium ion from the below side, from the bottom face, and this iodine ring will get opened from the front face. So accordingly we are getting the reverse stereochemistry in the cyclic compound or these particular examples. So generally we are getting the alpha oriented iodine, but this in this example we are getting the beta oriented iodine, and this lactone it is found to be alpha oriented. So these are the examples of the iodolactonization reaction. So these are very important and highly specific stereospecific type of the reactions that generates the particular stereochemistry in the product. So that's all for today. So we have completed nearly our syllabus of asymmetric synthesis. So one point is remaining, it is very important, it is directed aldol condensation reaction. So that reaction we will study in the next lecture. Thank you.